Do you have to forget about the past in order to move forward? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help strong and successful women who are struggling in disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles inside their marriage or leave without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe. Today we're talking about whether or not you have to forget about the past hurts in order to move forward in your relationship. Now, I was working with a client today who has some pretty bad past hurts inside of her 30-plus year marriage. There was a time when their lives got really, really difficult, and instead of sort of digging in and facing that challenge together as a couple, he essentially left the marriage, abandoning her in her time of need and choosing to find comfort in the arms of someone else. Now, most people would just take that at face value at well, why would he do that? Well, because he's a jerk. Maybe it was a jerky move, but that's not deep enough. And now, as they're trying to figure out, can they move forward as a couple together? What she's wondering is, why or how can I trust that when life gets hard, as it eventually will, that he's not going to run away again? Because that's really what's going on. It's not just that he's a jerk. That's not really it. It's that when life got hard, he ran away from that challenge. Now, there's lots of ways we run away, right? We can run away and get into an affair. We can run away in a bottle. We can run away with eating junk food every day. There's a million ways to numb our feelings and run away from the troubles in our lives. And he has fairly consistently shown that when things get hard, he runs away. And so he said to her, I want to move forward, but you keep wanting to go backwards. And so I think you need to deal with some way of how you can move forward. Which sounds super convenient, right? Because he just wants to forget about everything that happened in the past and just clean slate all of it and move forward. Here's how I think about this. I live in the gray, right? So we don't have to unearth every single hurt and come to a decision and kind of beat up every single way that we have betrayed and hurt one another over the course of 30 plus years. We don't have to do that. But it's also a little naive to think that we can just forget about all those hurts. And because I'm being a good husband now, that you should just forget about all that and just move forward. That's not realistic. And what she needs is to be able to trust that her husband will be there for her. And so every time she would inquire about, why did you do what you did? Why couldn't you sort of stay there with me in the struggle? His answer is, I don't know. I don't know. And I think he's telling the truth. I don't think he's holding out on her, but I don't think he's ever dove deep enough to figure out why he does what he does. What's the underlying fear or insecurity that makes him run away when life got hard? That is an answer that he needs for himself, but for sure the marriage needs in order for her to be able to trust that their future might be different than their past. Right? Because past is the best indicator or predictor of the future unless something interrupts it, and we need to interrupt it. It's not just behavior. It's not like, oh, he was a jerk before and now he's not being a jerk. That's where we don't go deep enough. What we've got to understand is, why did he do what he did? And the answer, I don't know, they both need that answer. Because until we know that, we can't change it. Right? You can't change anything you can't see. So if you can't see it, you're not going to be able to change it. So I don't know. We just sort of stop right there. And so what she's doing now is she's asking him to go find that answer. There are a lot of ways to get to answers that we don't know. There's a lot of people that can help you do that. He needs to know that, and they need to know that. Now, the whole forgive and forget. I'm a big fan of forgive, for sure, because when you don't forgive, it's very toxic to you and of course to the marriage. I'm not actually a fan of forget. Like, let's just bury our head in the sand and pretend that never happened. No. You now know something about who he is and who he's capable of being that is really important information to figure out, can we move forward and evolve this marriage together or not? So forgive, yes, all day long. Forget, not necessarily. And when it comes to, do I have to just forget about the past in order to move forward? I don't think that that's really possible. I mean, a lot of people, they'll just try to stuff it down, but you carry that. People who stuff things down like that, they just carry it with them in their being through their life experience, which is not healthy emotionally or physically. So we don't have to unearth everything and deal with every single detail, and we don't have to just forget. But there are some very specific questions that we do need answered in order for us to be able to move forward and trust again where there's been betrayals, right? So if you can get clear about what those questions are, then you can focus the conversation in a really productive way with your partner. All right, I hope that was helpful for you. If you would like to explore whether or not there's a fit for you and I to work together in a private coaching capacity, you can go to clarityformymarriage.com. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified whenever I post a new video, at the end of this video, in the upper left corner, there's going to be a red icon. I want you to click that icon. All right, take really good care.